in the Senate that the administration has asked for. The $33 billion is an extremely generous package. It deals with all the weaponry that Ukraine has asked for, as well as humanitarian aid and aid to keep their government functioning. But the second prong, which I'm talking about, is we should be seizing the assets of the oligarchs who made their money from Putin's illicit behavior in Russia and send it right to Ukraine. And in the legislation of the $33 billion, I will be adding provisions that allow us to go after the oligarchs, take their money, and send it right to Ukraine. This is the kind of stuff we're talking about. Yachts, mansions. These oligarchs, with the aid of Putin, have become extremely wealthy and bought these types of assets which are here in the United States. There's no reason that Putin's viciousness and these ill-gotten gains should just stay the way they are when Ukraine desperately needs the money and it comes directly from Putin helping the oligarchs. So the second piece of the second part of what we're proposing is not only money to Ukraine, but the ability of our government to seize the assets of oligarchs, send that money to Ukraine. As you know, Ukraine needs the help. But it's time for sanctioned Russian oligarchs to be held accountable for the ill-gotten wealth that they have received and to give the money to the Ukrainian people and the Ukrainian government who desperately need it. Right now, the administration does not have all the power it needs to go after these ill-gotten gains, but the administration has asked us to write provisions in the legislation that would give them two abilities, that would do three things. First, it would create a new, streamlined administrative process involving the Departments of Treasury and Justice for the forfeiture of property in the United States that is owned by sanctioned Russian oligarchs and that has a connection to specified unlawful conduct. A forfeiture decision would be reviewable on an expedited basis in federal court, so we're not avoiding any due process concerns. Second, we would create a new criminal offense, making it unlawful for any person to knowingly or intentionally possess proceeds directly obtained from corrupt dealings with the Russian government. And third, we would allow this money to be directly transferred to the Ukrainian people and the Ukrainian government to remediate harms for Russian aggressions. Now, you may ask, are any of these assets in New York? Obviously, a whole bunch are, because New York was one of the prime places these sanctioned oligarchs invested their money in real estate and in other things. Let me give you a little more background on this. So far, dozens of yachts have been seized by the Repo Task Force member countries, and the U.S. Treasury has sanctioned and blocked vehicles and aircraft worth over $1 billion. But there's a lot more, and in many instances, our government doesn't have the power to seize these assets. That's what we intend to give them. Okay, am I leaving anything out, Angela? Okay, questions? Pretty simple, isn't it? Okay.
Can you hold those up again?
Yes,
so we
I
can
sure
just get
can.
separate close-ups?
It's also artwork and other things, but
Yeah,
these are just two.
yeah, the same position. I think you had that there. Yeah. No, the other way around. Senator, I'm sorry. Thank you. Only so it matches the content. I mean to be
Here.
Keep it like that a second. Thank you. Let me get a close-up of that.
These are the types of assets these sanctioned oligarchs have gotten through the help and aid of Putin, and the money should go to the Ukrainian people, not stay in the hands of these oligarchs.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Can I ask a question, if
Yes.
possible?
Go ahead. Who's that?
This is Sean.
Hi, Sean.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for taking my question, Senator. I mean, I understand, based on a Politico report from a few months ago, that a big challenge to identifying and seizing the oligarchs' assets is they're often hidden behind shell companies. Can you speak to how
Yes.
the proposal you're making today would
The
would address that?
legislation gives the Justice Department, the legislation we'll be putting in would give the Justice Department both the authority and the resources to pierce those shells.
And as for getting the funding from these assets to Ukraine, you know, I'm trying to imagine what the scenario is. So let's say the
Well,
federal
what the
government
legislation
seizes
would
it,
do is
do
when
they
you-
have to sell it?
No, well, they would have to sell it, but if they seized it, they could obviously, long before the sale, get a loan based on the value of the asset and send it over to Ukraine.
Got it. Thank you, Senator.
Okay? Great. Thanks, everybody. Have a